I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey, and today I'm on scene at 955 Crisafulli in Merritt Island, and we just arrested Elisabeth Cleveland, age 37, for aggravated animal cruelty. In fact, 38 felonies and another 38 misdemeanors, a total of 76 charges that are going on her. And those are just from a previous part of this investigation. There's going to be additional felonies that are going to be added to her. This case actually started after a Rockledge police officer contacted me and asked me to look into this woman's actions and how she's abusing animals in her care. What we found is that she's actually operating a puppy mill. And I'm going to tell you, the conditions here are horrific. When our team started looking into this, what we found was that there were over 20 complaints dating back as far as 2016. On each of those occasions, when we would go to one of three locations, either where I'm standing right now, the place next door at 965, or a place off of Mustang Lane over in Cocoa, when we would go to those locations, each time Cleveland and her spouse would stonewall us. They would basically tell us to go to hell, that we weren't coming on the property, we weren't going to be allowed to examine the property, and to come back when we had a search warrant. So when our team started diving back into it, this all just started on June 27th, just a short time ago, when our team started diving back into it. What we found is that the piece of property on Mustang Lane is actually a commercial piece of property, which entitles us to be able to get an inspection warrant. And I want to give a huge shout out right now to Judge Aaron Peacock, the Honorable Judge Aaron Peacock, for seeing the need and the value in what we're doing and in signing an inspection warrant, because that's really the catalyst to where we are today. You see a couple of the puppies standing here with our crime scene ladies. Aaron Becker has been our lead investigator on this. And what happened is we went over and inspected the property on Mustang Lane. That's where we got the original 76 charges from. Those charges, when we went on the premises there, we found that the animals didn't have any cover. They were out in the heat. Their water pails had mold in it, they had algae in it, they had tadpoles in it, their food dishes had vomit in it, there was some blood, some feces with blood in it all around. The biggest thing that bothers me, and all of that bothers me, but the biggest thing that I was infuriated about was, if you look behind me, you see these igloo style dog houses, and that's the only cover these pups had out there. And those igloo style dog houses, when we went in and checked the temperature inside, it was well over 100 degrees. So there was no cover for them, no way for them to get out of the heat, anything. We found dogs with open wounds. We found dogs with eye infections, a dog with broken leg. We actually, two of the dogs we don't believe are going to either make it from the premises here. So the conditions were horrific there. We put together the charges, 76 charges. We got a warrant. Today we came here with another warrant, not only for her arrest, but a search warrant for the premises where I'm standing. And folks, I want you to look behind me. This house inside shouldn't even be still standing. This house would be condemned by code enforcement. There's electricity running, wires running everywhere. It's a health hazard, but it's also an animal cruelty hazard, from the aspect of these dogs are in the worst of conditions in here. We found that she was practicing her own veterinarian medicine. We found where she was using injectables and things of that nature, even to the point where one of the dogs had been euthanized by her, which is another crime we're investigating. The dogs were actually living under the floorboards in this house, and what she was doing was breeding the dogs at the Mustang Lane location. When they were found to be ready to deliver their litter, she would bring them here, and then she told us, all I'm required to do is give them shelter, food, and water. Trust me when I tell you, folks, this wasn't giving them anything like that. This woman, the conditions in here are horrific, and what you would see, in fact, we're showing you some video from inside. The conditions are horrific. The dogs were under the floor. Now we're in the process, we're still early on in this, we're in the process of going and executing a search warrant over at 965 where they actually live, because there's more puppies over there, more dogs over there, and their conditions are just as bad. In fact, one of them are standing in a puddle of water. That's where they're living at, in a puddle of water. We couldn't even tell what type of dogs they were because the water was so deep and the conditions they're in. Other puppies and their mom without any type of shelter, without any kind of food, without any kind of water. So as I said, there are more felonies coming from here, and at least two of these puppies sadly are not going to make it. These are beautiful little animals that deserve to be cared for. But this woman's running a puppy mill. and she's selling these puppies. Her website is curiokennel@weebly.com, and she's selling these puppies on the website. So if you're on there, please, for the love of God, do not buy anything from this woman. We are taking every animal we can. We're trying to save every one. We're going to be asking our local partners from SPCA and Humane Society and all of them, any fosters, to come forward and help us with what's probably going to be close to 100 dogs by the time it's all said and done. And so we are here. Our team's done a great job. I can't say enough about Deputy Aaron Becker and everything he's done. Our animal enforcement officers that have been a huge part of this, crime scene, everybody else is out here working this. Trust me when I tell you, there's more charges coming. There are a lot more. And like I said, this woman was on curiokennel.com or at .weebly.com and selling these puppies. So we're going to work this. We know she was selling them across state lines. We're going to work it in all aspects. What I can tell you right now is she's not on any website except a booking photo website from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, because she's on her way to Ivey's Iron Bar Lodge, where her total bond is $114,000. And we're not done. There's going to be more felony charges put on her, and we're going to be looking at putting charges on her spouse as well. This is unbelievable. When I'm standing here, I'm so mad, I'm shaking. I can't tell you the conditions that are inside. I feel sorry for our team in having to work this, but I can tell you this, and I've said it a million times before, if you're this sorry, an excuse for a human being that you can allow an innocent puppy like this and their mom and others to suffer, there's only one place for you, and that is for me to lock your ass up at the Brevard County Jail and let you sit there and think about what you've done, because this is disgusting. And again, I can't thank Judge Peacock enough for seeing the value and letting us go in and inspect. I can't thank the police officer from Rockledge PD enough for her involvement in this, and the citizens that have called as well. We take animal cruelty serious here in Brevard County. We'll lock your butt up, and we're going to continue on this case. So great job by our team. She's sitting right where she belongs at the Brevard County Jail, and I couldn't be happier about seeing her butt there.